you separate or break up,
Yeah.
it becomes very, very tough and quite upsetting on both sides. But from
Okay.
a father perspective,
Yeah.
it's quite sad and
Yeah. Mike, how do you? All right. So, how long's the separation been there, bro? Like, you split up with your partner, like.
maybe about 10 years now.
Wow. Wow. So, what's the dynamic like then? So, who has the kids? Has she got the kids, or do you have the kids, or like, what's the situation, bro?
So yeah, obviously they normally are with the primary carer, which
Yeah.
is the mother,
Yeah.
and if you're on good terms, you can work it out between you.
Yeah.
If you don't, you have to go the family court route, the
Okay.
family court system.
Okay. Okay. So, like, what's your situation then? How you guys co-parent, Mike?
So yeah, so I had to go through the family court system, and then what
Okay.
that does is it brings negative energy towards you, and
Yeah.
you end up not co-parenting. You end up going into like a war between each other because it's like you
Oh.
wanna the other person,
Yeah.
and so you don't don't like you're not in a good relationship. You're not good friendship. You're not on good terms,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then we'll decide from a father's perspective.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
this case,
Yeah.
then you can't see your kids.
Okay. Okay.
So quite limited time,
Mike,
and yeah.
do you know? I was gonna say, how have you navigated that, bro? Like, so during this time, the challenges, like, how do you just manage yourself, manage the situation, man?
For
Yeah,
me, it's
yeah,
luckily obviously faith and family. For
yeah,
me, it's my family. Uh, I've on my mum's side, I've got one brother and four sisters,
yeah,
and they see, and obviously I've got a good friendship unit, and they just kind of helped me just do the right thing and just keep going. So the main aim was to see my kids as much as possible,
yeah, yeah,
but I
yeah,
had to go through the family law system,
yeah, yeah.
and I had to kind of whatever what was decided, accept it and go with that.
So, Mike, I mean, how often do you see your kids then, bro?
So at first, I
Yeah.
was quite lucky. I used to get every weekend.
Okay.
The average I think gets every other weekend,
Okay.
and some get third weekend,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's I was quite lucky. I got every weekend, and
Okay.
that kind of that kind of was good for me. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
enough. It wasn't enough, but I couldn't complain. Every weekend was great.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
problem was, uh, you still go 5 days without seeing kids, and
Mm.
that's why fatherhood has really been
Mike,
great for me in that.
during those 5 days, how does that make you feel, bro? Like, what's how you coping up here,
Very,
bro?
very sad and lonely.
Really? Okay.
Very sad
Yeah.
because
Wow. Yeah.
you don't aim to bring into the world and not be around them. That's not the aim, you know.
Yeah, 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 of course.
Uh, like myself, anyway. My aim
Yeah.
was to family and raise them. To not see your kids is it's a very big deal. It's a very big deal.
Oh, man. And so what? Are you guys close to? Are you quite close to your kids? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
at the time,
yeah,
but as they've gotten older, it's
yeah, yeah.
become less and less, unfortunately.
Uh,
But what the reason, in my opinion, is
yeah, Mike.
you could do 2 days with them,
Okay.
and then you don't see them for 5 days.
Yeah, yeah,
Always say it's about quantity, not quality.
yeah, yeah,
But when it comes to real life,
yeah, yeah,
5 days being around someone it it does affect the relationship. I don't. That's just how it is.
yeah, 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 yeah. Of
What
course.
can happen in 5? What can happen in 5 days?
Yeah, yeah. No, no, I get that. So, Mike, all right. So, like, how's the co-parenting dynamic then? Like, how do you guys sort things out? Like, so say for example, if you're coming down the ends and you want to see the kids, like, how do you sort that out? How do you liaise with your ex? What does that look like,
You
bro?
don't.
Yeah, you don't.
don't. You
Yeah.
don't because the
Yeah.
family law situation makes you at war with each other.
Okay.
So you end up tit for tat. You
Yeah.
end up being spiteful. You end up
Yeah.
being bitter. That's from both sides.
Okay.
Um, a lot of people can like relate to what happens in those dynamics.
Yeah.
But for my
Yeah. Yeah.
situation, yeah, we don't. So I had to get a court order to see my kids.
Okay.
That's the gist of it.
Wow. All right, Mike. So, all right. So, I want to speak to you about See, how do you navigate that? All right. So, give me an example of like, say, that you're trying to make contact with your ex to see the kids. What does that look like? What does that interaction look like, bruv? Like, do you guys end up arguing or like? Because what I'm interested to know is how do you manage that situation? How does Mike manage that, bro?
Uh, so you have to be very calm because,
Ah,
like I said,
yeah,
really law system puts you in a war mode mentality,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and so you kind of just like you make the kids just a me, and
Okay.
so you have to try and navigate an emotional where you can hear what the kids are saying, but
Yeah.
understand that you also have feelings, and so. But like I said, when you're in a family court system, you don't really co-parent well. It
Okay.
takes two people to not argue and to not
Yeah,
be
yeah,
spiteful and to
yeah,
it, it's hard, Mabs. It's very
yeah, yeah,
hard.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, okay, bro. Like, see, that's a mad one. Like, see, has there been days or during that period when that you don't see the kids? Like, say for example that you've scheduled to meet up with that week, and then all of a sudden that doesn't happen. And then what happens when it
Yes,
doesn't happen? Like,
that's the real thing. Yes,
yeah, tell me, bro. Tell me about that. Like, what's that process like to you, bro? Like, what do you usually do in that situation, bro?
those are very trying times. So you have emotions of negativity. So
Yeah,
you're sad, mainly you're angry,
yeah, yeah, bro. Okay,
and try and process it in a way where you don't make a mistake, like you don't do something that's gonna make the situation worse.
okay,
To take a deep breath and
yeah,
walk away and not suffer in silence, but
yeah,
not not be outraged. But it's very hard. Especially if someone's provoking you.
yeah, yeah,
Um, so those are very bad situations, and they happen often, which is why
yeah.
a court order is meant to stop that.
Ah, okay.
It's meant to stop that. It's meant to be an agreement
Yeah, yeah,
between the two parents
yeah,
to when you can and can't see the kids.
okay,
The problem is
yeah.
getting the court order and one parent adhering to the court order.
Ah,
Those are the two. Getting a court order is not easy, and
yeah,
it's not expensive and time consuming, and that's when it could break you, or it could make you even more angry, or
yeah,
it can make you more hurt, and that is why fatherhood in those situations is just not. It's not nice. It's not. You don't feel like a father
yeah,
because
yeah.
process is horrible. It's actually quite horrible.
Mike,
And mainly fathers go.
yeah, yeah,
Mothers do. Some mothers do, but mainly fathers, this day and age, go through it the most. From
bro.
my
There was this thing that you said that we suffer in silence. What do you mean by that, bro? Like, what does that look like?
oh, you're just in your wherever your car. You
Yeah,
could
yeah,
be in a park. You could be in your house just by yourself.
yeah, bro.
And luckily for me, I've got a big family,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I was alone for
yeah,
too long. Like, but if you don't have a big family, or if you're not close, or maybe if in worse situations you could be in a different country, so
yeah.
you're literally fighting this system.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just you and your thoughts,
yeah, yeah,
just you
yeah.
and your.
Mike, see, despite that you got your network of a family, are there has there been moments when you've actually broken down and if there is, how did you get through that, bro? What did you do?
Uh, it
Or
was just family and friends kind of got me through.
yeah,
I was able to not truly break,
okay,
like, emotionally or mentally, but
yeah,
that was because I had a support system. I'm
yeah,
telling you, Mabs, if
yeah,
I was by myself,
yeah,
I
Mike.
think, well, I might not be here today, or I might be a worse version of myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I've got a great family support system and a good friendship support system, and also co-workers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
co-workers used to me, and so I was always able to see a different side of not breaking, basically.
Okay. Yeah, Mike, because you've always been jolly, bro. You see what I'm saying? Since they like since I know you, bro. Do you know what I mean? So that's
Yeah,
good. To just keep those high spirits up, man. That's good. That's special, bro.
anyway,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You know? So wait, Mike, it sounds like this. Two things. Like, all right, so if if a brother were to go through something like what you went through, a support system is important. Was you still doing your sport at that time as well, bro? Like your football and stuff like that. Oh, okay,
yes,
okay.
yes, definitely.
So maintaining a routine, you've got your sporting activity, you've got your circle of friends, family, network to help you go through those moments, and
Yeah.
then just trying to keep with your routine, bro. About your routine, look, was you able to just concentrate on a day-to-day basis, bro? Like, or did you get distracted about, oh man, she's done this, and like, are the kids all right, and that kind of thing.
Uh, it's a bit of both. You
Okay.
do always think, you always like, oh, what should do with my kids? Where are my kids? Why would she do this? Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And then the next, you have to get on with life.
Okay.
It's just like, when you lose someone
Yeah, yeah.
and people had, but then they say, well, you kind of got to get on with life. That is how you
Mm,
have to. That slogan is what you have to do. Is just get on with it. So
mm.
it's like, you're not sorry for yourself, basically.
Okay.
In a very harsh way, can't feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's how
Bro,
it's very harsh
yeah, that's
when you're alone.
that's tough, man. But wow. And
Yeah.
bro, do you know anyone who's in your similar situation who's gone through it themselves? Because usually, bro, when someone goes through it, there's a next man that's gone through a similar situation or worse situation. And how do they go through it? Because when you hear that they've gone through a similar situation, do you help them or do they help you? Like, what does that look like, bro?
So I know so many situations,
Yeah,
so many
yeah,
people before me, people same time, people
yeah,
after. All you kind of do is kind of compare notes,
yeah,
and you make a little bit from each story to
yeah,
try and
yeah,
make sure
yeah.
that you suffer the same situation as someone else.
Okay.
But it's my own father kind of went through a similar situation, so
Ah,
it's a bit scary. Oh, is this generation? At this,
yeah,
sometimes it could be your grandfather went through it, then the dad went through it, then the son went through it,
yeah,
on and on and on. So in my particular case,
yeah.
my father went through the same thing.
Okay.
The the question is, as a man, do you do the right thing when you're in a situation? Like,
Mm,
do you just shut off and then abandon your kids, or do you fight for your kids, or do you
yeah,
try and be or do you be composed and not do something,
yeah.
harmful to you or anyone else? That is the question. It's how do you deal with that situation?
Mike,
That's
so
life.
you just indirectly ask questions that I'm gonna seek answers from you now. So how do you deal with those types of situations? How do you deal with all those questions that you just said? How does Mike deal with it, bro? How do you go about things?
Uh, obviously faith humbles me.
Yeah, yeah.
Very humble. So I'm able to look at each situation. It's like not reacting.
Yes,
That is the best way to
got
do
you.
reacting.
Yeah,
And then what you can do is you think about the scenario you're in
yeah, yeah.
and try and figure. what's the best way in that scenario? So
Okay.
that's what I would do normally.
Yeah,
I look at the scenario. It could be a terrible scenario,
yeah, mate.
and I gotta try and figure out what's the best way. And normally,
Yeah,
family, friends, co-workers will give you advice on how to navigate as well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what helps.
Okay.
So for example, family will tell me, "Oh, let's try this or let's do that," and that might stop me from doing what I thought was right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
let's say my initial was to confront the situation.
yeah, mate.
I might have a family member say, "Oh, don't do that. Just look at it from just relax and maybe do something different."
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's how I know. But it's all about support network. Abs. It's all about support network.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Mike, I was gonna say, see, look, all right. So there could be days where like you're holding it together, but what about the days when, like, say for example, texting happens, and then all of a sudden she's said something and it triggered you, and then you're going back and forward. So how do you deal with those types of situations? How do you turn it around from a situation where it just starts off with a casual like communication, and all of a sudden it starts to get spiteful, and then she's throwing digs and you're throwing some back, and then how do you turn it around? Because obviously that's gonna affect your you seeking your kid, you seeing your kids. It could be within that week that you plan to see your kids, and all of a sudden that you're texting back and forward, and you're in a heated bust up. How do you, when you get caught up in those situations, how do you turn it around, bro? How do you like what
Okay.
happens then?
So Mabs, obviously no one's perfect,
No,
and
cool.
so sometimes react in the wrong way.
Yeah,
So basically, sometimes it's a lesson. So for example,
yeah,
let's say, like you said, you're going forth with the texting,
yeah, yeah,
and then when you go to court, for example, and then they show you, well, the other parent will be like, "Oh, this parent texts me in this way."
yeah,
Then
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, "Oh, my." So what happens is then you done your lesson, so then you
Yeah.
don't react or
Okay.
like when you walk away
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because you've learned your lesson that things are recorded, that you're provoked on purpose,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah,
or whatever you do, you cannot take back.
yeah,
So in each scenario, you have to really be careful on your next action, your next move, your next words,
yeah,
your next
yeah, yeah.
process.
Because if
That is what you have to do. You have to really think about it, and especially when you're provoked. When you're provoked,
yeah, man,
you look at what happens if I react right now.
yeah,
You have to somehow your emotions and your mentality
yeah,
has to be in line with morals
okay,
and consequences.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh,
That's what stops you from doing stuff that you can't take back or regrets.
yeah, 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 yeah. And Mike, the thing is, this look, bro, that's that's quite hard because look, what happens when look you've not seen your kids for a long time, you're emotional, and you're just reacting to the text, and despite the fact that there could be times where you might think, man, I shouldn't have said that, this is that, but you keep on getting caught up in it, Mike. You even know, like, you know what, this can be used against me, but there's always triggers being thrown, and you're reacting. You're like, no, 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 like it starts off calm, bro, and then you get caught up again and again, and then you're like, crap. Why did I say that? Why is she saying that? Or like, man, why did I have to say that again? Like, how do you deal with that then, Mike? Because sometimes that, excuse me, bro, there might be a case where you've not seen your kids for a long time and it's getting the best of you, bro. It's really making you react now. Now you're a bit like snappy, man. How do you deal with that? Like, what? Um, and I'm talking about, right, you've now flopped. You've now, like, so what happens? Does the situation become even worse, or like, what happens in that kind of situation, Mike?
Yeah, it does work. For me though, luckily,
Yeah.
from the get-go, I always went to pick up my boys with a family member,
Ah,
preferably one of my sisters.
yeah, yeah,
So if something was going to happen,
yeah,
one, there was witness, and two, sister would, because she's not emotionally invested in the relationship,
yeah,
she's able to step forward and I step back.
Mm.
When it comes to the texting and the emails, if I received it, I would forward it on to my sister,
Okay.
and my sister would eat and be like, "Oh, don't respond," or "Oh, this she means this," and in that way, you kind of you think you're like, "Oh, okay." So
Yeah.
then you end up not responding because someone has calmed you down. Because what happens is with texting, it's instant. You just respond straight
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you should do in those situations is forward it onto someone that you trust,
Okay.
and that hopefully can calm you down and be like, it's only a play,
Yeah.
it's a wine, it's a provocation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't fool. It's a trap basically,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and someone can make you look at it and see it as a trap, and then you can be you might become more wiser,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you don't fall you don't fall for it.
Mike,
But maybe
that
I went with my family members.
Mike, that's kind of interesting that you said that, bro. Because look, you're quite fortunate to have that setup. You know, yeah,
Yes,
because not every man out there has that, and they will be in
no,
constant reaction, constant emotion, going back and forth. In fact, it will just escalate even more and more, bro. You see what I'm saying? And that's quite interesting that you said that. There's a time when you feel like reacting, and then you just pass the phone on to someone else for them to just analyze and read the text and just cross check. Just say, no, no, Mike,
yeah,
don't respond at the moment. It's a wind up. That's like what you said. That's quite smart, bro. Like, maybe that's quite a good tip. That's actually a golden nugget right there, bro. It's like when you're feeling like, when you got that text, maybe it's the best time not to respond at all and just pass it on to a friend and say, look, bro, what do you think of this? What should I do? You know, how shall I respond? Shall I even respond at all? Do you see what I'm saying?
yeah.
There's those kind of things, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah,
Mabs, there's a saying. There's a saying.
yeah.
Um, don't do something. I think it's I can't remember. Is it 7 years or 15 years for something for 7 seconds or something for 7 minutes? Something like that. Something like basically it's saying don't do something that's gonna get you in trouble for a long period of time for
Yeah.
something you've done for a short period.
Yes,
So
yes.
let's say don't do something do 7 years for
Yeah.
something that you've done for 7 seconds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Basically,
yeah,
if you
yeah,
understand.
yeah. Mike, I can resonate with that 100% because there was a talk that I done back in the day, bro. Yeah, it was like in terms of parenting, when I'm trying to raise my son, it's like this: do I react now in sacrifice of my relationship in the future? Because if I keep on reacting now, I'm not gonna have a future with my son. There's gonna be distance, bro. So I'm like, okay, you know
Yeah.
what? I can't react now. I gotta start thinking, and I gotta, and sometimes it means just shut up, just like you don't say anything now. You know, meaning, okay, I'm feeling a bit emotional. Now's not the time to just speak. Just listen. All right, son. Like, say for example, they just done something to upset you to not react at that time. Like, all right, son, okay, we'll speak about it later on. So that later on, that I'm calm, I've saved my relationship, I've regulated myself, and then we come back to that conversation, and it looks better now, bro. So, but if I keep on having those too many reactionary moments, bro, that's not a good reference for my son. He's gonna disconnect, bro. You see what I'm saying? So I totally get that, bro. I totally like it's but it's like a training, but you got to train yourself to keep on doing that, bro. Because usually it's second nature to us to react like, "What you doing? What's wrong with you?" Like, what? Do you see what I'm saying,
Yeah.
bro? Because we can easily get caught up in a moment, bro. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I get that, bro. I get that, and that's actually a universal life skill across the board, just in any situation, bro. It's like it's hard to train yourself to not react straight away. You see what I'm saying, bro?
Well, ma'am, sometimes it's like it's a life lesson. So, for example, let's say one time you snapped at your child for some reason, for whatever.
Yeah,
So the teacher would phone you and be like, "Just so you know, your child was about upset today. Apparently, you said this, or he was quite in a mood. Can you just explain?" And
yeah,
then you end up having to explain your parenting to a teacher,
yeah.
and then that look at yourself be like, oh, I really need to be very careful how I handle my own child because uh another adult
Yeah,
will look into will deem my parenting skill. is negative. And
Okay.
so next time it happens, you have to think about it. So it's life lessons.
Yeah.
It's life lessons.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I get that. I get that, bro. Mike, I was gonna say, at what point did you start feeling the pressure of fatherhood, bro? Like, at what point did you realize, oh my gosh, like we got, it's exciting when you got that first child on the way, and you're like, wow, and just, did the pressure kick in from then as a father? Like, see, the first time that you became a father, did the pressure kick in, or was it excitement initially, and then all of a
Pure
sudden,
excitement. Pure excitement.
yeah, it was excitement.
The Yeah, the pressure was
Yeah,
after paternity leave. So
okay.
as fathers get 2 weeks
Yeah, yeah,
paternity,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Yep, yep, yep.
And everyone was happy those 2 weeks. I
Yeah.
was happy. My partner was because you was in the house, you was a family unit.
Together, yeah, yeah.
Then you got to go to work,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's because it's a balance between work life and home life,
Okay.
and that's when both parents are at the peak of their pressure.
Yeah.
The mom at home with the kids
Yep.
and has her own. You at work, you have your own pressures, and the problem is when you come home, it's who's suffered the most, or who
Ah,
needs a,
okay. Yeah,
or
yeah.
whose job's hard.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah.
at the moment. That's there's a civil war between mother and fathers, and
Yeah,
they say whose job's hard? Is it the stay-at-home mom or is it the working
yeah,
dad?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard that one. Yeah, yeah. Mike, wait,
What?
so
Yeah.
in them kind of situations, how did you manage that, bro? Like, how do you manage the arguments? How do you manage the stresses? So you got the stresses of work. You got so that's a battle in itself, yeah. And then you come home. There's another
Yeah.
battle of your responsibilities. That's one. And then the third battle is the relationship with you that you have with your partner. How did you manage all of that, bro? How did you juggle that? What coping mechanisms did you use, bro?
Firstly, communication.
Yeah,
Uh, what my advice would be
yeah.
in terms of I didn't do that, and that's probably my detriment. That
Okay.
should be a better communicator.
Okay.
Um, Sometimes, luckily, you're with someone who's quite patient and understanding,
Yeah, yeah.
and so you can work things together.
Okay.
But I think communication is key, but also seeing it from the other parent's perspective.
Right, right, right. Got you. Got
That's
you.
and just listening and understanding.
Mike, I want to challenge you on something.
Yeah.
Okay, right. All right. So when we're calm, in those moments, we can see things from our partner's perspective. But what about the times when, say, for example, I mean, that's what we're meant to do. But in reality,
Right.
what happens is this, bro. We try our best to look at the other person that way, but what happens if they attack you, if they're throwing that dig, or if they're feeling pressured themselves, all of a sudden they're throwing a dig at you, bro. And then you become
Yeah.
defensive. And then they're throwing another dig,
Yeah.
and then you become reactionary. And
Yeah.
through time, all of a sudden, there's like what you said, you're at war now. Forget being
Yeah.
logical. It's now you've turned from being logical to being reactionary because now that you're feeling like, well, hang on a second, you've just insulted my manhood. You've just like attacked my self worth. So now, naturally, that you're gonna be on the defensive, bro. You see what I'm saying? And then you're gonna fire back, or even you might not even fire back. It might be a case where you just shut down. You just gone silent. You just stop caring, bro. You've actually
Yeah.
blocked.
Silent.
Do you see what I'm saying, bro? And then like that you stop caring, and then it affects the dynamics between now. It's you, her, and the child now. What happens in them kind of situations, bro? You know, how do we manage that? Like, and sometimes it's easy to just withdraw from the situation. You think, no, you know what? Like, say for example, okay, forget her, man, and just walk off. But then what happens, bro? What happens in those kind of situations? Does it turn bitter, or do you look for another way of like trying to sort the situation out? You see what I'm saying, bro? Yeah,
All of the above. Anything can happen. That's what I'm saying. It's
yeah.
about your react.
Okay.
Uh, Everyone's different. I
Yeah.
I was silent. I was silent.
Yeah,
If you ask me,
yeah.
silent.
But I see your signs. All right. So how long did that work? Did that even work at all, or like were the moments when actually the silence is used against me? I best start changing it, or like what? Bro, can I ask you something? Look, did you use silence to torture her? Like, as in, not torture her, like punish her. Let's just say, like to say, right, you just hurt me. I'm locking off,
Yeah.
like that kind of thing. Or did you do it to just protect your peace of mind? Like, what was your approach, bro?
I did silence because I'm a strong believer in you can't take back what you say or even
Okay.
what you do. So I would rather not argue with someone in a heated, because you know when you argue,
Yeah, yeah, bro.
you say things
Yeah,
hurt someone on purpose.
yeah,
So you might say, so someone's insecurity,
yeah,
you might say that to trigger them.
yeah,
You know you can't take that back once you've said it.
yeah, yeah,
And then you could be like, I was just angry, I was just had toxic or whatever,
yeah, yeah,
and but once you've said something, you cannot take it back.
yeah, yeah,
So I'd rather be silent. It worked and it doesn't work because some people hate silence. People want communication.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So if it's the right or wrong answer, you just have to not react in a negative way
yeah, yeah,
to a fool. That's the only answer I can give, really.
yeah. Okay, I see, I see. And then, bro, like, see, so, how many of those? So, during the relationship, what do you think is a common breakdown then, bro?
Communication.
Communication is a common one. So look, is that what does that look like? Does that look like, oh, I've stopped talking to the person? Is that, for example, because there's communication on all levels. There's one where, you know what, we can't communicate properly because, but when we communicate, we end up arguing. Yeah, that's one. Or is it because I just can't control myself? I'm just too emotional. Is it like, is it that I don't even listen? What is it about communication that makes it break down? Is it because I don't understand you? Which one? Or is it all of those things? What is it, bro?
All of those things,
Yeah.
but it's the way you talk to someone.
Ah, okay. Okay.
The way you talk to someone is triggering.
Yeah, yeah,
So maybe the timing. Like, do you always do it when someone's upset, or do you
yeah,
always do it as soon as they, or do you always do it in the middle of the night
yeah,
or before bed? But it's definitely the way you talk to someone.
yeah,
If someone sees that you're quite disrespectful to them,
yeah, yeah,
they're never going to want to ration out anything between each other.
yeah, yeah,
If you're respectful, if you are calm, if you can do it in a calm setting, then you're able to go back and forth and come to conclusion. But if you
yeah,
do it in a negative energy,
yeah, yeah,
then it just goes higher and higher and higher and higher,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
and then you end up saying stuff that you can't say. Like you might be like, well, do you know what? I don't even love you, and then that's it, and then it's it's gone, and then you're never the same. You can never go back, and then you
yeah,
just
yeah,
say for being together.
yeah, yeah,
So that's why you gotta try to keep it low as calm as possible. Keep
yeah.
it calm, because the more it goes, the more likely you're gonna say something that you just can't take back.
Mike, check this. Okay, I'm gonna travel back in time, yeah, with Mike. So what's happening is this. Say I've been raised by my dad, right? And I don't have any relationship skills. I've not even been taught. So when I get into a relationship, all I know is how to love, and that looks like affection. That looks like just, but I don't know how to communicate. I don't even know. I don't have the skills to even work the relationship when things get challenging. Yeah, so we're actually coming in blind in a sense, brother, yeah, because no one's guided us how to nurture a relationship, how to communicate, how to regulate ourselves, how to deal with stresses, how to stay composed. Now imagine we don't have those kind of tools, and we're learning as we're going along. And as we're learning as we're going along, we're breaking relationships as well at the same time, bro, because we're carrying trauma from our own upbringing, and she could be carrying trauma from her own upbringing. You bring the two
It's,
together,
it's
bro. It's toxic. it's explosive, bruv. And all of a sudden, it affects future generations to come, i.e., kids, i.e., their kids as well. So, like, the question I'm trying to lead on to, what was your parenting? What was your dad like towards you, bro? What was the relationship like with you and pops from, like, back in the day?
So my parents, they divorced when I was like 10.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so life was, that's it. Life changed from then. And then I
Oh,
was raised by my mom,
yeah.
and obviously like my sisters. So I kind of seen life from like a female perspective, if
Okay.
I'm honest.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I used to think, oh, that would help me in adult life, and it kind of doesn't. It
Yeah,
because you're seeing aside from a different perspective. At the moment, people say it's like a feminine perspective,
yeah, yeah,
and then you go into the adult world, and it's a ruthless world.
yeah,
So
yeah,
trying to be like always like compassionate, always a giver,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
on. It makes you kind of like a not a door, yeah, doormat
Yeah, don't
or a
okay.
pushover.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I never had a male. I never had my father's anything really
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
and so it's hard to explain that one.
Yeah.
Um,
Mike, wait. All right. So wait, hold on. How did you develop your masculinity? How did you develop it, and how did it get affected?
I think that was secondary school, just
Secondary school.
friends
Okay.
from yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and also, do you know what it was?
Yeah. Go on, bro.
I went to a secondary school where you had to hold your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd get pushed in the bin,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
people bullied and that. And
Yeah.
so you have to try and somehow find the inner strength to stand up for yourself, and
Mm.
obviously mentally. And
Yeah.
then that is how you develop masculinity, is you building yourself up and seeing things. So for example,
Yeah, bro.
you might be a situation, and you might be like, oh, you've seen someone be compassionate,
Yeah.
and then they get trampled on. So,
Okay.
oh, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
to you then it. And maybe that's the difference between masculine and
Yeah. Yeah.
feminine
Yeah. Yeah.
energy from a
Yeah.
male's perspective.
Mike, wait. So see, has there ever been a time when you're struggling, that you're going through struggles, but no one's noticed? No one, like, on the outset, that seems jolly, yeah. But you know what? No one knows what I'm going through. Like, has there been moments like that? But inside you're like, man, I need
Yeah,
someone to speak to. Man, it feels kind of lonely, man. Like, they don't
all the
understand.
all the time. And I also, for me, it's kind of the force I have with my father, because I'm like, does he know if I've eaten today?
Ah,
Stuff like when I was in school, I used to think like that. I was
yeah,
like, because obviously my mum used to feed me and give me pocket money, but nothing from my father.
yeah,
So it's like he had no idea how I was day to day.
yeah, yeah,
He had
yeah,
no the reasons why when I broke up with my family, I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna try and be in my kid's
yeah,
life,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
you don't know what someone's going through day to day. You have
No, you
no
don't.
idea.
Yeah,
You can't have an excuse of, oh well, they didn't let me know, or I had no idea.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
you're meant to make the effort.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And so yeah, there's times where I don't eat,
yeah,
and I don't, I and rent's high, electric's high,
yeah, yeah,
but I'm just very fortunate. I have a family and friend unit that that checks out for me
yeah, yeah,
every,
yeah, 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 yeah.
or every, I'm just quite fortunate.
Yeah.
I'm quite fortunate.
Mike, I was gonna say, like, but okay, so what's the relationship between you and Pops like now? Is there a relationship? Do you guys still keep in contact, or wow?
No,
When was the last time that you saw him?
I must have been about 13,
So you're now what 30, 40,
41.
41.
I'm 41.
Wow. And had no contact whatsoever, bro. Bloody hell, man. Wow. How does that make you feel as a man now? Like, do you wish to connect with him? Do you wish that he would reach out, or man, like, where is my dad? Like, do you want to establish something with him, Mike, or how do you feel,
Not
man?
now, because not now because at 41 there isn't much he could say. So basically, I gave him to the age of 18. I was
Okay,
like, oh, when I, if he hits me up before I'm 18,
yeah,
then there's something. Then
okay,
I was like, do you know what? I'll give it to if I have my first child.
okay,
And then once I was like, that's it. And so, but yeah, growing up, very sad, very lonely,
yeah,
very very angry. Yeah,
yeah,
because dad's meant to be your hero,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and when he's the only thing is going through what I went through, I can see some of why he acted. I don't
um,
condone it,
yeah.
but
You
I can
understand
see
it?
it.
You understand it? Yeah,
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 a little bit, just a little bit.
yeah,
I can
yeah,
understand it.
yeah,
Right, you're meant to not make the same mistakes.
yeah,
So, for example, he didn't come and see me all the time
yeah, yeah.
when they cut. So
Okay,
when I went my situation, I was like, I'm gonna go and see my kids much as possible
yeah,
because I don't want to make the same mistakes. So that's the difference
bro. Check it.
between us.
Something just occurred to me just now. Look, our intention is not to make the same mistakes, yeah. So that's on our part, yeah. But sometimes it might be the case, and I'm not trying to blame partners and stuff. I'm just like speaking out loud, yeah. Sometimes it might be you're coming with a good intention to not make the same mistakes as pups, but then what happens is you may not be trained enough to deal with your partner. So like, you're aware of the mistakes. You know what? I don't want to make mistakes, but then the training is something else because the training looks like this. That looks like emotional regulation. That looks like how to deal with conflict. That looks like how to manage stress. I've not had training with that. I've not been taught any of that sort of stuff, and I'm learning first-hand experience. And guess who is going to trigger me off is my partner. So it's raw, it's real. It's like it's happening in lifetime, bro. And when it happens, you're like, crap, I just done what I said I wasn't gonna do. Do you see what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, because there's one
Yeah,
thing knowing about it, like I don't want to do it, but then when you're being trained, now you're going through the training. Now you're putting all you know into practice, and in practice it doesn't look good at the moment. And the thing is this, bro, when you start making the mistakes, it's kind of fatal, bro. That it affects the relationship. It is gonna affect it, and especially if your part. Look, think about it, bro. Two people are coming untrained into the relationship. You see what I'm saying there, bro? They may know things, but it doesn't mean to say that I've got the training of restraining myself, being disciplined, because those things need to be put to the test, innit? And unfortunately, when it gets put to the test, it breaks. You see what I'm saying there, bro? And it's easy to get caught up in that kind of cycle of like it's like what you said. There's a pattern there. It gets passed down to generation to generation. It's like, why am I making the same mistake? What's happening? You know. But yeah, no, I get that, bro. And to, yeah,
perhaps you are on with you're spot on,
yeah, yeah.
spot on.
Bro, to this day, for example, how do you feel as a man knowing that, right? Do you sometimes think about your past, like if things could have been different, like do you have moments like that, bro? Like if things could have been different between me and my dad, should I even make? Do you feel that you want to make the effort to see your dad just out of curiosity, bro? Like, I wonder what's my dad up to?
Mm, Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Before, yes.
Okay.
When like I said, before the age of 21, yeah. After that,
Yeah, yeah.
no, no, no.
Mike,
But I
yeah.
do think about, yeah, a lot. Yeah, you know.
And what's what stopped you from reaching out to him, bro? Is it because there's just too much hurt there? Like, or like you think, nah, you know what? No.
There's quite a few things. So
Yeah.
one, betrayal of your mother. You feel like you betray your mother
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
did
yeah.
that. Second is, I've always thought it's the father's duty to seek out the son, not the
Uh-uh.
son to seek out her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And third, it's kind of like a test to
Yeah.
see, and it's like relationships. If you don't ring or text someone,
Yeah,
see
yeah.
how long it's for them to ring or text you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because sometimes you might be the one always doing it,
Yeah, yeah.
and then if I don't do it, I don't speak to that person. So then, are you really that important to that person?
Yeah.
So, for example, Mabs, you asked me the last time I saw him
Yeah.
and my age now. That number is over what, 30 years?
That's big. That ain't nothing small.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So, if he was to answer to God, it would be like, you haven't seen your son in 30 years. Can you explain? And he
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to explain. There isn't a good enough reason for him to be like, where if I'd be the one that kept chasing him,
Yeah.
that wouldn't exist. It'll be like, oh, I went to see my dad last year.
Yeah, yeah, bro.
I'd rather the number be the number, and then like there's no argument. So for my kids, if they were like, oh, when last time you saw your dad,
Yeah.
hopefully it'll never be a number where people would be like, that is shocking.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
a valid reason why you haven't been able to do it.
yeah.
Like you ever for a different, you were very ill. If you was told you can't see that person, whatever.
Yeah.
But 30, there isn't really an excuse for 30 years, Mavs. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
what should there be?
Bro, but
What
wait. Let me let me ask another question around that, bro. Has there been a time when your mom has got the contact details to your dad, and she's told you, or has she ever told you, Mike, go and call your dad, go and see how he's doing, or like even if he's not reached out, it's like, has she ever initiated to say, look, Mike, I got your dad's number, there it is, go call him, or has she said any good about what your dad did?
no. I
Okay.
don't but never do, Mavs.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
never do.
yeah,
Uh as mothers, they don't I think they see it from different perspective. They
yeah,
see it as it's their child, they're protecting.
yeah, 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 yeah,
It's and some women do actually be
yeah,
like, no, see your father, um, I've no ill with your father. And then some just are like, your father's not good, da
yeah,
da da
yeah,
da.
yeah,
Maybe it all depends on the person, Mabs,
yeah, yeah,
or the
yeah,
situation. It
yeah,
all depends.
yeah, yeah, bro.
That's why
Yeah, yeah,
you
go,
have
man,
to be
go.
able to look like, have you done enough? Have you tried? You
Yeah,
have to be the one to
to do that. Wow,
yeah.
bro. If okay, say what would be that one golden advice that you give someone tuning in to if they were to be in a similar situation to you, like going through the challenges with co-parenting or the breakup, like what would that one piece of advice be? Like what would Mike want to say to this person? Like how would you advise someone to just navigate that situation, bro? Like what one piece of advice that you tell them coming from your
Uh
experience, bro?
don't break.
Don't
Don't
break.
break.
Yeah. Uh,
Don't break.
look,
Don't um
explain that one, bro.
my advice
Yeah.
my advice would be my advice would be just it's hard. It's hard. My advice would be you just have to try and make the best of that situation
Yeah.
and try and do the right thing
Yeah.
in every single scenario.
Okay. Okay.
And also maybe someone you trust,
Yeah.
ask
Uh,
them for advice on everything.
okay.
Because your first reaction might be the wrong reaction.
Ah,
We told to always go with our guts, go with our first reactions.
yeah.
Sometimes it's the wrong one.
Okay.
So ask some first,
Yeah.
and then
Respond.
deal with that. But don't break. That'll be the this one. Don't
Yeah,
break.
yeah. Mike.
Don't let someone in your life
Yeah.
or ruin who you are, or ruin your looks, or ruin your integrity, or ruin your mental, or
Yeah.
ruin. Don't let anyone do that.
Mike, how does all right? So how does someone get to that stage? Because that's like uh, 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 that's like a level. You see what I'm saying, bro? It's like a character trait to not break. You see what I'm saying? How do I even build up myself to become that kind of person, bro?
I guess self-worth. I guess
Yeah,
you have to believe in that you're somebody,
yeah, yeah,
as the movies,
yeah,
somebody.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's the best way. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're somebody.
Mike, wait,
And
wait. Let me challenge that. All right. So, say for example, you're in a relationship, your partner's just attacked your self-worth. They've made you feel inadequate. They've made you feel like you're just incapable. Now, you may not have a high opinion of yourself. It's been attacked now. What do you do in those types of situation? And like, say for example, not only have they attacked you, but your situation, it feels like everything's just collapsing at those kind of critical moments, bro. How do you even just be strong? Because, like, so look, think about it. It's like I'm going through a bus stop now. I might not see my kids, and things are just going all pear shaped. I'm not feeling the best at that time. How do I like be strong in those kind of moments, man? What's the best thing that I should do in those kind of moments, bro? What's helped you?
yikes,
Yeah,
yikes.
yeah,
Uh, that's very tough,
yeah,
and that is it's a real thing. I
yeah.
don't. Basically, you kind of have to look in the mirror
Okay.
and try and be proud of what's looking back.
Yeah,
And so that's the best way. So if someone has made you feel worthy, look in the mirror
yeah,
and be like, well, why would they think that? Or okay, maybe I'm gonna change it.
yeah.
Also, I think what it is it seems like you can't give someone too much power. You can't
Okay.
let someone justify who you are, or
Ah,
like you can't make someone else be your whole world. Because if
okay.
you make there's a thing. If you treat someone like a celebrity, then you become a fan.
Ah,
Or
okay.
if you if you treat someone as number one, you then make them look at you as number two.
Ah, yeah,
It's a bit like that.
yeah.
You can't always be a giver. Basically, you can't always be a giver. You can't always be a giver.
So it's like
In any
you can't put him in a pedestal. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
can't put them in a pedestal.
I see what you're saying. I
Yeah, you
see.
can't put them in a pedestal.
And
They can be cool on certain things,
yeah.
but not on a pedestal.
Okay. Okay, I understand that. So it's about okay. So what you said there is to know your self worth, regardless what. It's like, bro. I guess it's like trying to seek validation. You can't seek validation from your partner. That has to come from you because that will
Yes,
determine
yeah,
whether you're gonna handle your relationship, whether you're gonna how you're gonna break. So if I've got a high self worth, whatever situation that I'm in, because I've got a high opinion of myself, there's more of a chance of me growing through this situation than me breaking because I've got a high opinion of myself. So I've built up a certain level of self worth, and my self worth is not defined by my partner. It's I'm very a certain way, regardless if she's there or not. You know, I'm intact, I'm strong, I'm this, yeah. But if I'm
yeah,
going out and seeking validation for from my partner, this is where I'm gonna break because I can't always meet her expectations or his expectations. So yeah, yeah, like I get that. So It's about building your self-worth when you come into it. And should you have self-worth even before the relationship? Just a strong
Yes,
opinion about yourself. So it actually stems
because
from it. Yeah.
if you don't, Mavs, they will seek you out
Ah,
on purpose.
okay.
Yeah, there's a trick.
Yeah.
People can find with low self-esteem.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
People easily, and then what ends up happening is you're in a relationship and you are nobody and a nothing
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that relationship. You end up being sad for years.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, before you have to have it before 100%, 100%.
You gotta build yourself, get the skills, get the yeah, yeah. No, no, I get that. I get that. Mike, all right. So what we're gonna do, bro? I'll just before we leave, is there anything that you want to mention? Any anything that you want to say, bro? Platform's yours, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. I just want to, from a personal point,
Yeah, yeah, bro.
my
Go.
family, friends, my co-workers,
Yeah,
football teammates,
yeah, yeah,
who with everyone. Thank you,
yeah,
because helped me.
yeah,
They've helped me, um, and I just wanted to say, in my opinion,
yeah,
every day is Mother's Day,
yeah, yeah.
but also every day is Father's Day,
Okay.
and it's not one random day of the year. I
Yeah,
think you should try and visit your parents, your grandparents often, not just once in a while, not on holidays or like try and see frequently. And same with your kids. If
yeah,
you can, try and see as much as possible.
yeah,
You gotta, pay for them, you know.
yeah, yeah. Pay your way. Yeah, yeah,
Try but yeah, don't just do it one day out of the year.
yeah,
That is not that is not parenting.
yeah, yeah,
Parenting is every day, every single day.
yeah,
Both mothers, fathers,
yeah, yeah.
both. That is something I want the whole world to know, that Mother's Day and Father's Day is every day.
Every day, yeah, yeah. And Kids
Every
Day. And Kids Day as well. Do as much as you can as well. I see
I know, yeah.
that.
Until they eat out the
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. You know what I mean? Mike, just quick. Sorry, bro. One more question. All right. So look. Um, do you think in your opinion, what comes first, the kids or the spouses? What comes first, bro? In a relationship.
uh, I think kids.
Okay, okay.
I know people who don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I do know people who agree with that.
But why
For
do you
me,
say
it's
that?
kids.
Why do you say that?
It's because kids have less of a motive.
Ah,
Like, you could, like, your kids could not like you only reason because you discipline them
okay, yeah, yeah,
or because you say
yeah,
no. Like, like if a child says to you, "Can I have some cake?" and you say no, your kid won't like you only because you said no.
yeah,
If you said yes, then
yeah.
right. So your kids normally love you unconditionally.
Okay,
With
okay.
your partner, it can be based on feelings.
Ah, yeah,
One day they could love you, and they could wake up the next week, and for some reason they're like, I'm not really feeling it.
yeah,
So put someone like first who can just switch just like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, it's also betrayal.
Ah,
Kids kids can only betray you once they get to a certain level of independence.
okay, got you.
Like uh, a 4-year-old child can't really betray you because they don't know no better.
Yeah, they don't.
It's
Yeah,
only when they know the world. But your partner could betray you in the first week of your relationship, or the first day, or
interesting,
the first year, or first wedding anniversary. So
interesting, interesting. Yeah.
unfortunately, well, from my perspective, I just trust my kids more than I trust a partner.
Ah,
Unfortunately, could be wrong, but that's
yeah.
just how I see it.
No, Mike, that's fine because like there's no like right or wrong answer because it's all based on what you believe and what you've been through, and that's the correct answer for each person, bro. Because that's what makes sense. That's what I've been exposed to, and that's what's worked for me. So I'm gonna stand by that. Yeah, that's cool, bro.